mind is okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Mayego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Mayego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Mayego don't come, oh, yo. Mayego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Mayego don't come, oh, yo. Mayego diary politico, yo. Mayego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Mayego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. Mayego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder.
Good evening to you, good afternoon to you, and good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. I apologize for starting late. So that is why we have to get straight into it. Yes, you're welcome to Mayegun's Diary Political, and this is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun today, Mayegun Diary, Glory Facebook, Glory YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Yeah, good evening to you. Thanks so much for joining me. It is going to be an interesting night, and I am going to advise you to please listen to this broadcast with an open mind, because right now, every glove seems to be off now. The tribalism, the religious fanaticism, the bigotry, everything that really point to show everything that is wrong with Nigeria, they are about to start unraveling. And you, as a person, as an individual, you deserve to be protected or feel protected with the right information so that you don't get muddled up in the shovel of the water, the piggery fight that is about to start. They are about to clash ethnic tribes and religious, all of them together. So tonight, I will advise you, even if you are a Buhari Din, a Buhari Didiri, a Buhari Dinatu, or a Buhari Dijatu, a Buhari Shuku, Ngozi Hari, or Uneka Hari. Even if you are just somebody who, in your own right, you are an obedient fool, a sophisticated moron, or maybe an unboot slave, listen to me very well. What you are about to listen to tonight will likely save your life if you know the right thing. Therefore, when their old way of fighting for power in Nigeria, on the blood of the foolish poor ones who are the victims of their corruption in the first place, this information may save your life. And, as they say, he who go die, go die. The dog will go get lost, will listen to the whistle. So you might have to drop all of that, whether you are Lagos, Sabobaku, or Shogbo Alimajiri, even if you are like a Brodian Buhari idiots, talking about the Mumadus, the Bele lecturers, and the Mumu lecturers, them. All of you, what I'm about to share with you may save your life, but if your bigotry is beyond reproach or beyond the repair, then posterity will say, we said our own, especially Mayegun. They will say, Mayegun said it all. And yes,
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnragì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ayé ẹ̀ súnragì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Thank you very much.
Máyégún ti dé.
Tonight's program is going to be in 2 or 3 phases. The first part is going to be what is going on, who is saying what in their preparation for their 2023 charade, which is just about 7 weeks away. Yeah, 7 weeks away, or thereabout. And a lot will happen before then. So, earlier today, there was, what do you call it? There was a response from Atiku replying to what Kolu said about him when he was in Edo. So, in their own response, talking about Atiku being somebody who wants to sell everything to his friends, his family, everybody, make them rich. All right? Atiku now responded and said, listen, I'm going to read the statement, so that's why I said it's going to be an interesting night. We are also going to pick on the header where Kolu today in Akure, Kolu whistled what we call the dog whistle. Things you have been reading on social media, Igbos versus Yoruba, Yoruba versus Igbo, this one versus that. And I have told you many times, I am a Yoruba man. And you see all these cretins, all these wearies, they don't speak for me, they don't represent me. Therefore, it is ideal to always point that out because I am not alone. In Yoruba land, these are a bunch of touts, opportunists, failed human beings in their different choosing careers, revived and became richer than the people they claim to be leading. Yes, that is a Yoruba land. And I said that these people have lied to even us, the Yorubas, for 23 years. If you go down to Yoruba land and you look down and say, oh, 23 years of democracy in Nigeria, that is partly a kind of, supposedly, a kind of a system that allows us to rule ourselves. No excuse, Abi. We should be our brothers' keepers, care for ourselves. Today, when Nigeria is talking about epileptic power supply, no power, Yorubas are sharing part of that. The industries that actually some of fund the tax that Nigeria spent, right? More than 45% of them are domiciled in Yoruba land. Now, notwithstanding, okay, when you talk about the rate of unemployment in Nigeria, the Yorubas who went to school, graduate, and then, you know what I mean? Useless. Some of them became tout, thugs, agberos, or political Oshins, as you can see, many of them. Others who could run away. Joblessness that they are talking about in Nigeria today, we have our fair share from it. The poverty they are talking about in Nigeria today, that 133 million Nigerians are in poverty. Now we have our own fair share of it now today. In Yoruba land, people are now taking their children out for begging. Okay, people are harming their children in order to present them for people who need medical help because of poverty. People are taking their children to food stock to deposit their children just to take food to go and feed other children. Poverty is eating us, and we can feel it. What about infrastructural development? Of course, we are not better off. Rather, these criminals for 23 years have opened flood of looting in the name of Yorubas ruling Yoruba. Yorubas have been the governors of Yoruba land in the last 23 years. Yorubas have been the representatives. 99% of those who are representing Yoruba land in Abuja have been 99% Yorubas. You know why I said 99%? There are areas in Lagos State that those who are representing those areas, they are Lagosians, but they are not Yorubas. However, the state assemblies in Yoruba land were occupied by more than 99% of Yorubas. The budget execution in Yoruba land, the borrowing in Yoruba land were done by Yorubas. But look at us. So if people like us come out and say those criminals don't speak for us, so they have nothing to sell other than, as usual, for those who know them very well, tribal card, religious card. And that is why I've told many people many times, some of you wearies, that you say, I've told you many times, said, when your forefathers, when they were able to leave behind, landed their properties, starting with Lagos and many other parts of Yoruba land, you will she says, your uncles and aunties, your parents, who have no idea of any kind of wealth recreation, when they were selling off their inheritance, many of you probably, or some of the money were used for your naming ceremonies. Useless humans. Fast forward to 20, 30 years after, majority of you are now trying to blame people that your parents, your fathers, your mothers sold their inheritance to for short faji that some of you actually call Lagos for show. So you can no longer turn around and blame the poverty you are suffering on the people who actually represent 2.8% of those who migrate to Lagos. There are statistics. So when our young people are unable to get a real education, when our industries are unable to get powered, when our roads remain potholes and death traps, when our hospitals remains as glorified mortuaries, when our schools remains as the rearing and breeding ground for the future slaves, people who cannot do anything by themselves. All of this were done by Yorubas, for Yorubas, against Yorubas. So statistics says the numbers of Igbos, the entire Igbo people, all of their population from eastern Nigeria, who migrate down to Lagos State every year, they are just between 2.3% and 2.8%. They are not even up to 3%. That is statistics. Guess those who are actually the highest migrator to Lagos State. Do you have a clue? No? I'll tell you. 60% of those who migrate to Lagos State, in fact, 68% of those who migrate to Lagos State on a very daily basis, they are Yorubas from the entire Yoruba state, especially Ogun State, which actually takes over 39% of the number of people who migrate for the first time in their life to Lagos State every year. Ogun State, which actually share borders with Lagos. But all of this statistically will not make any sense. To an average Yoruba bigot. He's already been miseducated. The kind of education they gave to him is so adulterated, so poor that he is suffering from, he and she suffering from low self-esteem. They call it respect. It is actually not respect, okay? It is mostly low self-esteem that is brought about by poor, adulterated, ruined, destroyed education system in Yoruba land. No joke. All the product of the universities that are being locked every now and then, all the product of all these schools, right? They are those who are currently making statements and making comments, defending the criminals. That ruined them, which they don't know. So, Kolu was in Akure, and according to him, it was like the reasons why all of the Igbo people are migrating to Lagos to come and overcrowd Lagos is because Peter Obi did not develop Igbo land. I'm going to play the video for you. But it was Atiku's own that shocked me. Atiku said, the reason why Kolu is attacking him is because when he, Atiku, was a custom officer, he stopped Kolu from bringing in hard drugs into Nigeria due to the information given to them by the American government. He, as a custom officer, was like, really? But you are their ACM presidential candidate at some point, okay? So it is all the same, Abi. We're going to get to that. And another part we're going to treat tonight is that, like I said, religion is going to play a serious wahala. Oh my God. You think you have a thick skin, Abi? You think nothing can worry you or bother you, Abi? None of these things can really matter to you. You are welcome to the party. Today, in fact, for the past 2 days, they have already started blowing the dog whistle. These people, that people. Now, 2 days ago, one Malamu from Kaduna was addressing some students, and he was telling them that Muslim ticket is actually the sunnah, the ideal thing. He himself cannot be seen to be even like looking at any other ticket that Allah has given them Muslim ticket. That look at the areas where we're supposed to be in charge as Muslims. But all these small Christians, infidels, they call them infidels, right? They don't have much local government area. They are not supposed to be anywhere near power at all. Well, that was that. You know when Kolu and Gandola, when they met those mullah in Kano just 2 days ago or so, remember? And I told you that Izala movement, they were there. Jihad, conflict for jihad. Remember them? They were there. They endorsed him. After the meeting, they started interviewing them. And they came out. These guys came out and said that to all Muslims in Nigeria, this is a triumph. Muslim ticket is a triumph for Islam over all infidels in Nigeria. And if there is anything at all that they must do, it is for all Muslims to make sure to know that this is jihad. Anybody that is against the Muslim ticket is the enemy of Allah. I didn't make this up. Don't they open your eyes like say, my yegun. I'm not making it up. Do you understand? You're going to listen to okay. You probably won't understand Hausa. Ahmed is going to join me later tonight, I hope. So he's going to reinterpret and I'm going to replay it again. They said it is the jihad now. All this Muslim ticket, no matter. Muslims should wake up now. That's what they are saying. They should wake up now. This is the moment. But the question is this. She Bokwari no be Muslim ne? Is this not the almost 8 years of Bokwari? How far with the Muslim coming from northern Nigeria, a Fulani man, how far has that helped an ordinary or average northerner who is even a Muslim? How far? Because you know what that man said? In Nigeria, they will do Muslim and Christian. That is half sunnah. That is, it is unacceptable to Allah. Sure you get? It has to be a full house. And this is the first time that they are getting one, and they must, by all means, know that it is a jihad. This is not election. It is a jihad. So I'm going to get to that part. So some are going to be playing their tribal card. Others are going to be punching you with religious card. But do you know why? Something that actually really sort of struck me today. Listening to Kolu in Akure today. I think there is something going on. That no matter what, their media may not be giving it the detailed, accurate report. In my own mind, I'm beginning to feel like this Obi is a real threat for you. You're going to listen to that, oh? But let me read back to you what how Atiku responded to Kolu, because Kolu was in Benin, and he was talking, the bala bulu bala, incoherent nonsense. Sure you get. So according to him, he was like, oh, there is a place ahead. He said, Tinubu was like, we are going to turn so-called Yahoo boys in manufacturing and creation of sheeps than being gazelle gara gara. Don't mind, is incoherent. That's what I mean, right? Tinubu, if Tinubu is not playing religious, tribal card, right, he will begin to speak in tongue. Other than that, they just have to write something in a book for him to read. You know what I mean? So we'll get to that part. So Atiku said Tinubu was a drug importer to Nigeria. Now, listen to this statement. On Atiku's statement be this, so replying Tinubu in quote, the presidential candidate of APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, produced another comedy skit at the APC presidential rally in Benin City on Thursday when he promised to turn the so-called Yahoo boys in Edo State to experts in manufacturing and creation of chips. By the way, that's quite funny, because it's like the young people in Nigeria, when they got that drill from Kolu today, right? So they decided to the Benin Yahoo boys. By the way, look at them.
Turn the so-called Yahoo boys to experts in manufacturing and creation of chips that we intercept and all.
I think the intercept and the gara gara, the gazelle gara gara or something. Anyway, so Atiku continued. He said, Adibini was addressing a Christian congregation. We could have assumed that he was speaking in tongues. But this was a campaign rally where he was supposed to have sold his candidacy to the millions of youth suffering from unemployment under the disease called the APC. Instead, he elected to refer to the young people of Edo State as Yahoo boys and fraudsters. Tinubu's daily gaffes are evidence that he has no business going to Aso Rock, presidential villa, but he should rather be seeking urgent medical attention. While delivering his uninspiring speech, he took a swipe at Waziri Atiku, insisting that Atiku acted dishonorably by selling vehicles while he was a customs officer. Tinubu's frustration is quite understandable, given the fact that in 1989, while Atiku, a federal officer, was serving as the deputy director of customs in charge of enforcement and drugs, and was protecting the country's borders from smugglers and drug dealers, Tinubu was in bed with two notorious drug pains, Muiz Akonde and Abiodun Agbele. American authorities revealed that Akonde took Tinubu to First Heritage Bank, where he opened an account for himself and his wife, Oluremi, in 1989. While opening the account, the Lagos Godfather revealed in documents that he worked with Mobile Nigeria Limited and his salary was $2,400, and he had no other sources of income. But record from his First Heritage Bank account showed that in 1990, he deposited $661,000 into his individual money account, and in 1991, he deposited $1,216,500 into the same money market account. In a bid to protect their reputation, Mobile representatives told US authorities that even though Tinubu was a treasurer, he had no direct access to the company's cash and thus could not deposit funds on behalf of the firm. Till date, the man Governor Wike and his friends have in their parochial interest signed up to support as president has not been able to explain to any human being how he was able to save over $1.8 million from his monthly salary of $2,400. Luckily for him, he was able to negotiate a deal with the US government, which saw him forfeit over $460,000 in cash. Yet, this is the same man that is taking the moral high ground. This must be the joke of the century. This is a man whose entire life is built on falsehood. He is not even brave enough to reveal the primary and secondary schools he attended for fear of the avalanche of death that will be unearthed about his life. He has continued to avoid debate so that he will not, so that he will not be forced to tell the truth. That's Atiku taking the jibe. They hear him. Yet, he has the effrontery to question Atiku Abubakar. What a joke. Atiku Abubakar has been transparent with his life. He has listed all the company he owns, and he has established himself as arguably the largest private employer of labor in Adamawa State. But Tinubu, who keeps cash-laden bullion vans on his premises, has no known source of wealth. For a man who openly claimed to be wealthier than Osun State, what Nigerians should be asking him is, how did he become stupendously wealthy? Perhaps the biggest indictment against Tinubu is Alpha Beta Consulting, a company given an exclusive right to generate revenue on behalf of the Lagos State government since 2002. A former managing director of the firm, Oladapo Akpara, said in court filings that Tinubu runs the company by proxy. Akpara claimed the firms generated over 1.5 trillion naira, that is $3.48 billion, for the Lagos State government between 2002 and 2018, and received a commission of about 10% on average. Akpara told the EFCC in a petition that as the head of the company, he began looking into finances and he made many startling discoveries, such as mysterious transfers of over 20 billion naira, that is $46.5 million, in different currencies to some companies linked to Tinubu. Ahead of the election, Tinubu entered into a secret financial settlement with Akpara, and the case came to a sudden end in court. Tinubu should hide his face in shame rather than try to pontificate about morality. How can he even be talking about reforming Yahoo boys in Edo State, given his dark past with US authorities? He should remove the log in his eyes before trying to remove the speck in the eyes of others. End of quotes. Atiku said, Werewike and his gang, they have agreed to a deal with Tinubu, but they are kind of so ashamed to come out yet. He also said, while Tinubu was in bed with drug dealers in 1989, 1990, 1991, he, Atiku, was working to defend the borders of Nigeria. Everybody, punch, eh? The gloves are off now. There's no more pretense. All those signing of the peace pact, peace deal, forget all of that. They are no longer available. But your own mental health, my brothers and sisters, your own mental health, I think should matter to you. You see, these rogues, they are going to touch you at your core. Because if you are not a Yoruba, you will likely be Igbo. If you are not Igbo, you'll be Hausa, you are Fulani, or you'll be this or that. Abi? If you are any of these, you either be a Muslim, a Christian, or maybe not. Abi? So, at the end of the day, where you come from and the rest of those, you'll be reading horrible things. You'll be wondering, are these people the same country, by the way, or they are just like Africans fighting for president of ECOWAS? No, they are Nigerians, people who are lying to themselves. This is the moment. The dog whistle has been blown by their political leaders. The firestorm, the firework will start flying everywhere now if you get caught in any of them. Now, your mental health, I feel sorry for. Now, I just want you to know that no matter how much any of these criminals talk about religion, no matter how much any of these Olori Brukus, Tinubu and the rest of them, and their followers, no matter how much they try to play tribal card or ethnic card or any other nonsensical card just to make sure that they further aggravate the already established enshrined hatred against one another, to further aggravate, to further widen it. The ideal thing is that you as a person, I will advise you that once you can sense it, you can dodge it. If you know they will do it, then you can prepare yourselves too. If you get yourself involved in defending, you cannot talk to Igbos like that. You cannot talk to Yoruba like that. Oh, the Yorubas are this or that. Baba, this may be your own opportunity to show your bigotry too. Because, you know, by research, more than 99% of Nigerians and everybody in Nigeria, they have these biases in them. which is the prejudice against one another. That prejudice against one another has also created something that, I mean, apart from your hypocrisies and the rest of that, so it has created so much bigotry. Now, once they touch your own bigoted side, now so you know go feel Olam again. I've been keeping quiet all this while. I've been reading all this nonsense that these Yoruba people have been writing. I've not said anything because my best friend is a Yoruba man. But I cannot take it any longer. Baba, they don't touch you where your own bigotry, where you they keep on. What we are saying is that if you know they are going to do it, it is ideal for you never to fall into it. It's a drama, a skit maker, a drama, I mean, a dramatist personnel, Tifnumbu in Ondo today. But let me show this first. For those who understand Hausa, I've been Arabic, talking about those who are already cooking the religious jihad for all of you. Now take a listen.
Saboda haka wannan karam tarihi ne zai maimaita kansa wajen cin zaɓe idan Allah ya yarda. Kuma yanzu dimokuraɗiyya ake yi babu maganar soke zaɓe.
Dr. Abdulmutallib Muhammad Awwal shine coordinator na kungiyar malaman addinin musulunci shiya arewa maso yamma ya bayyana a makasudin shirye taron
wanda manufar mu shine mu musulmai ne kuma mu masu wa'azi ne shi zaka tara malamai na kungiyoyi daban-daban da kuma malaman tsangaya da malaman zaure da malaman da suke hawa bari domin wayar da kan mutane dangane ga wannan aiki da muka sa gaba na tabbatar da zaben musulmi da musulmi abinda ake ce muslim ticket. Kungiyoyin da muka gayyata na addini sun kai kusan kungiya 75 musamman kungiyar izala ta Kaduna da izala ta Jos da kuma salafiya da kadiriya da kuma tijjaniya da JTI da M1 da Form 1 da sautin da'awa abinda musulmin da'awa women in da'awa da kungiyoyi da yawa na mata da na maza gaba ɗaya kowane da kuma kungiyoyin yan uwanmu Yarabawa da suke da zaune a nan da kungiyoyin musulmai yan uwanmu Ibo da kungiyar limamai ma ta jihar Kano duka kowace kungiya mun taba ta saboda zama akwai kyakkyawan wakilci don a isar da wannan sako din. Babban abin da muka nuna malamai cewa shine ba wai magana bane mu zo mu maku titi ko kuma mu maku wani alƙawarin cewa za a ba ku mukamai ko ba shi bane. Abin da ake magana shine waye zai tabbatar da girman musulunci kuma ya ɗaukaka darajar addinin mu ya mutunta addinin mu wannan dan takarar da aka zama tare da shi yayin da ya wulakanta addinin mu zamu ce mutane ba ma tare da shi. Amma babban abin da muke nuna mutane cewa shine musulmi a ko ina yake yafi kafiri kuma in ka haɗa musulmai guda biyu za su baka nasarar da musulmi ɗaya ba zai baka ba. Shi yasa muke ta wayar da kan mutane dangane ga fahimtar wannan manufar tamu cewa lalle musulmai da muslim ticket wani abu ne babba da yake jihadi a wajen malamai.
Shugaban kungiyar Izala reshen jihar Kano Sheikh Abdullah Saleh Pakistan cewa yayi.
To an tattauna dai na farko akan tarihin yadda shi wannan dan takara ya daɗe yana da wannan yunwa ta maganar muslim ticket. An ga yadda ya haɗa takarar ribado da musulmi rabe daga can bangaren su, an ga yadda ya ɗaurewa takarar abiola da shi da baba gana kingibe, an ga kuma yadda ya yi nacin ya zama ɗan takara.
This is the first time Yarabi, Allah, has given us another opportunity for Bill, Muslim, that's the same religion. And this is Aiki time. It is work time for all Muslims all over Nigeria. It is like jihad for us. That's the first guy. Now, the last guy was like where the opportunity we had during the Abiola Kingibe, which were Muslim as well. The opportunity that we missed then, now we have found it in Tifnumbu Shitiman, which means that it is a triumph for Islam all over Nigeria. All over infidels in Nigeria. Ahmed will come and help me later. Don't worry yourself. Now, let's go quickly to Akure, where Kolu took off the gloves. You know, the last time he said he couldn't pronounce Obi's name. Like, it is below him to even be mentioning Obi's name. Like, nah, it's too below me. Sure you get, Anyway, it was in Akure today. He took off the mask. He took off the gloves. And here you are. Oh, yeah, let's fight. Kolu has thrown the first stone. Well, you know that one no get action. The next thing where you go see now is Obi will begin to say, hey, I heard that my senior brother, Tinubu, I am just going. You know they fight like that, so I'm not going to raise my hope. But if Tinubu don't remove gloves now, and you go hear him. Now let's go to Akure, where he first spoke for about a few minutes, okay, in Yoruba to address the people of Akure. But it is just a clown show. Don't raise your hope. If you want to laugh, laugh. But at the same time, pay attention to the Parkinson, dementia, talking. And then we'll get to a part where he believed that he took Peter Obi to the cleaners. He said Obi failed to develop Igbo land. He failed. That is why the Igbos are now overcrowding Lagos. Statistically, ladies and gentlemen, there are so many educated illiterates, okay? People who blame other people for their unfortunate lives. When you look at them wasting away in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, some of them in their 50s, others in their 60s. All those jobless. They are, some of them are uneducated. Some of them are educated but unemployable. Do you understand that? Like somebody will say, okay, are you educated? They say, yeah, I went to school. Say, what can you do? Nothing. So all these wasted away people across Yoruba, well, all over Nigeria, but our own part of them in Yoruba land, they blame other people for the reason why they are poor. They blame other people for the reasons why they are unfortunate in life, but they don't blame themselves. And that is why the likes of people like that are the dogs. Tifnumbu owed the whistle. Once he says, you know what I mean? The dogs, it doesn't matter. But yes, sir, you are educated now. Why are you sounding like, no. I can never let anybody abuse my people. I can never say, who are your people they are abusing? Can you not see how they are abusing Tifnumbu? He's our leader. He's educated, but he's a stupid person. There are many. Some of them are abroad. Okay? Now, he's addressing them here. But you need to listen to the Girigara, Gezeli. This time around, he was even talking about Akere Dolu, giving farmers cocoa seedlings. In fact, I don't want to speak for him. The first part is in Yoruba. The second part and the third part now for Peter Obi. You go listen. Just watch.
Ondo great! Great Ondo people! Progressive Ondo people! Dependable Ondo people! Very, very honest Ondo people. God bless you. I am here, Your Excellency, the Governor of Ondo, Arákùnrin Olúwarótìmí Akérédolú. Kọ́lọ̀ kó máa dúró tiẹ̀, kó máa gbọ́rọ̀ ẹ, kó má fi ìkọ̀kọ̀ dójú tiẹ̀, kó má fi ọmọ dójú tiẹ̀, onífàyà dójú tiẹ̀, ìyàwó ẹ náà kò ní fi bú ẹ. Ọlọ́run bá tó ní èmi tó jẹ́ kọ́ ní ojú ọjọ́ dábàá yìí á dá fún gbogbo yín ni. Ondo láti ń jẹ́ orúkọ progressive. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́? Ondo ló ní progressive. Èkó tẹ̀lé, Ìbàdàn bá fà á, Ògùn bẹ̀rù, wọ́n ṣe tì, wọ́n rí bí ìdánù, gbogbo lénìí, bó jẹ́ ilé lẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa, bó jẹ́ ọ̀nà oko lẹ́wà, lórí rédíò yín, Ọlọ́run ò ní fi bú yín, ìbànújẹ́ ò ní bá yín, àwọn ọmọ yín náà á ṣoríire, Ọlọ́run ò ní fi ìbò yìí dójú tì yín. Ìbò yín ni o, ìbò èní kó lè dá, ìbò kọ́lá lè sùn, ìbò inheritance kọ́mọ bá nǹkan lẹ̀, nǹkan gidi bíi tàkísàkọ̀. Ìbò mẹ́ta lọ́kàn. Ẹ má sọ PVC yín nù. Ẹ má jọ jí lọ. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn gómìnà látòrí èyí tó ti ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ní Ìbíkúnlé Amósùn ní onífìlà gogoro.
Did you hear that? Ìbíkúnlé Amósùn, onífìlà gogoro as former governor of Ondo. Well, that's Kolu. That's the campaign. That's the that person they say is motivating them. You know what I mean? A sick old man. Now, what they do most, if they are not using tribal card, religious card, then most of the time, they want to prove to you that Tinubu can walk on his own. So they'll make a short video, 13 seconds. They'll make a video, 5 seconds. Tinubu walking on his own. And they know that if you allow him to work for too much, it's just going to be like that. He go disappear from the scene. So everybody is pretending, lying to themselves, but they can see a sick old man. Anyway, it got to a point where, as usual, like Buhari, dementia, àti Parkinson, all join this part.
Mi, mo kí Abíọ́dún, Oyèbánjí, aṣojú ẹ̀ níbí, ni deputy ẹ̀ lénìí. Mrs. Afuye. Oyèbánjí ti phone. Ìgbẹ́ àjẹtẹ́nu, àjẹkúná ni, òun wà pẹ̀lú wa. Mo kí ọ̀rẹ́ mi pàtàkì, ọ̀rẹ́ adúrótì ni má ṣèrègùn, ọ̀rẹ́ má dojú tìyàn, ọ̀rẹ́ gidi ni Ganduje, Umaru Ganduje, ẹ̀kan sára sí Ganduje, 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 ọwọ́ àbí tara tọkàn. Oge Adédìmẹ́yìn, chairman, chairman, kò tí gbága fún mi o. I want to speak a little bit of English.
Yes, Kolu, please speak a little bit of English. Now we're at the open chapter on Peter Obi be this. Are you with me? Take a listen. Campaign. That's what somebody is asking. Is that a campaign? Is that not even depressing enough? Watching it, is that not depressing? Is there anything that tells you? I mean, personally now, come on, Baba, come on. Fine. You are for Koluabi. You want to renew your slavery certificate. That's fine. It's your choice. Fine. But one-on-one, Baba, one-on-one. If we remove tribal this,